What's it gonna be? How you gonna be? Who you gonna be? What's it gonna be? How you gonna be? Who you gonna be? What's it gonna be? How you gonna be? Who you gonna be? What's it gonna be? How you gonna be? Who you gonna be?
There are 13 energy centers in and outside of your body, below your feet and above your head. They're called your chakras. Your chakras govern your reality. They make your life happen. They're fueled by your subconscious thoughts, your life force, your action, sexual energy that exists in all of us, creating from the vibration that flows within us. Constant, consistent creation, directed by the choices that we make. You have the right to be who you're supposed to be, so what's it gonna be? You are the master of your vibration. Feed your mind for elevation. There is no time for contemplation. The time is now. So what's it gonna be?
Thank you, thank you, thank you. We come before you on this divine day, this divine time and space, giving thanks. Giving thanks for all things. Giving thanks for this time of transformation. Giving thanks for this time to go deep within ourselves, to the essence of who we truly are. We call forth all powers that are outside of ourselves, that are within inside of ourselves, to be fully activated. This mother energy, this planetary energy, this source energy that we are one with. May it be fully activated. May we feel this power surging within, moving through ourselves, bringing us to our higher selves, bringing ourselves within our body to a higher place of healing. We thank you, we thank you, we thank you. This is the divine time for us to be within the power that we already are. Oh, help us to remember who we are and just how powerful we are. Release the shackles that are blocking us from embracing our true essence. We give thanks to our ancestors. I honor my ancestors collectively. I honor the ancestors of my sisters collectively. I send Ashe and power unto master vibration, center of self-mastery. As we hold the vision, may it continuously unfold. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Honor to the Queen Mother Sacred Ancestral Power. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I Ready Ministries. May we prepare all of those who are ready to embrace, who are speaking, who want to know who they truly are and come into that place of being and actualize who you are right now. We thank you. We thank you. We thank you. We give thanks for all the solutions that come through to us. We give thanks to those who understand the assignment of lifting up the mothers, which in turn is in fact lifting up humanity. We thank you. We thank you. We thank you. Honors, honors, and honors to all that we are, to all that we see, knowing that it is within. We have birthed everything, and we are honorable. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe.
We give thanks and gratitude. We sit in the seat of gratefulness and gratitude. We pay homage to all my virtuous and righteous ancestors. We pay homage to each and every virtuous and righteous ancestor that's on the line. We thank you. We honor you. We adore you. We pay homage to all those who stood and fought for freedom. We pay homage for all those who wanted to fight. We pay homage for all those who held the sacred space. We pay homage for all those esteemed ancestors. We pay homage to all those known and unknown. We pay homage to all those who crossed over the Atlantic Ocean, who refused to come to a land where they would have to serve, and they said, no. Who lay down at the bottom of the ocean. We pay homage to you. We thank you. We pay homage to the song and the unsung. We thank you. We thank you, ancestors. We know that you can go where you can see what we can't see. We know that you can go places that we can't go. We know that nothing never dies. We know that you are always with us. And then when you drop this physical form, you go to the realm of ancestors. You go to the spirit world. And we know that just like you took care of us when you was on the physical plane, that you're going to take care of us from the spiritual plane. We honor you. We acknowledge you. We will continue to call your name. We will continue to pour libation. We will continue to pay homage. We are you and you are us. We thank you, Egungun. We thank you, ancestors. We thank you, great ones. We thank you for the bloodlines that's represented here tonight. We ask you to lift us up, to hold us up, to go forth and protect us from all hurt and harm. Be the fence around us. You are our first defense, and I'm here to run your errands for you. I thank you. I honor you. I love you and I adore you. We are one. Ashe, Amama, Maya, To, To, To.
Thank you. I'm sure we all feel the build of that energy. We're so grateful. We're just going to have a moment of silence to send out energy to those who are in need, to those who are seeking a place of refuge, those who are seeking a new picture, the real picture of who they truly are. We send loving and uplifting energy out to all of our people. We send loving and uplifting energy out to all of our family. Even those that we have not talked to in a long time, those who we may not want to talk to, we still send them love and uplifting energy. For all of those who we are connected to, who just don't have the voice to speak where they really are in this time or are in need of assistance, we energetically reach out to you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I like this vibe. I love the musical vibe. I love bringing in the energies, giving thanks. I love being inspired. We spoke about that. Inspiration. How easy it is to touch and affect someone, to uplift someone just by being an inspiration. And how do you be an inspiration? By being who you are. By resting in the power of who you are. And we don't just talk about inspiring and, yeah, you can inspire, do this. We inspire each other all of the time. At Master Vibration, Self-Mastery, Center of Self-Mastery, we are so inspired. We are so inspired to do more. We were inside of one of our private groups, inspiring each other as we do. And we were laying down some tunes. You know, one of the ministers was like, hey, I'm listening to some beats. I minister SEG 13 was like, I'm listening to beats. Me and I minister Solution 13, we writing rhymes. So I was like, what? Y'all writing rhymes? Hold up. I want to be involved in that. We got DJ im-ojyemi, always sending us music to inspire and open us and have us looking at things from a different perspective. So one of our sisters, I Minister Chanel, she spit hot, caliente, muy fuego. Like, what she put together, I mean, it heated me up. It had me heated up. And I know I could go. Once I get going, because I got inspired, I wrote a couple of lines real quick, put about 4 bars out, and I was like, ooh, I feel like I did it. But she came back, and she hit us with it. She hit us with it so hard and inspired us so deeply that we had to record that and put it on wax for the world to hear.
Here we go.
I Minister SEG 13.
Yes, ma'am.
Play that thing out.
I got you.
Somebody give me a beat. Yeah, come on. Somebody give me a beat.
We're going to get these words and tunes together so y'all can hear it out. One of our fellow I Ministers, I Minister Chanel. Y'all can see how she's putting it down. Feel the vibration of that inspiration.
Okay. Okay, hold on a second. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and mute you guys out really quick. So just mute the mic so that we can hear it clearly, because it's going as far as it can go. And then we'll give it a shot and see if we can hear it. Let's see.
Okay.
Ooh. Oh, shoot. What did I do? Okay. You guys, technical difficulties. Just a second. Let me go ahead and play this.
Hey, somebody give me a beat. Yeah, somebody give me a beat. Yeah, come on. Somebody give me a beat. You know what? It's whatever. I can do it a cappella. I syndicate, I'm really into it, even though I don't seem like much of a participant. When I read the comments in each every one is different. There's a kindred spirit reminding me I am infinite. I hope you know that every one of you inspire me. When you shine your light, you really clearly help me.
Oh, there it stopped. Hold on, let me get them back. Line. Okay, I'm going to give them pardon for the technical difficulties. I would like to remind everybody that we are still in Mercury in retrograde, and these things do happen, and we are good. Give us a moment. Okay, I just instructed them to call back in, so they're going to be calling back in shortly. We want to thank you guys so much for joining us today. You are now tuned into the grand rising of the Matriarch, hosted by I'm Minister Oyeyemi, and also I'm Minister Reddy. Are you with us?
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. I played what I could play. It kind of cut off. It means that it was supposed to be for the I Syndicate, so carry on. Thank you, I'm Minister Chanel, and thank you all so much for being patient, and we are going back to the grand rising of the Matriarch.
Yes, that's what I was thinking too. I was like, too much heat for the public eye, huh? Okay, we're going to keep that private, and we'll let y'all listen to that on our mixtape we have coming out that we'll be pushing around to raise funds for our land and for our healing facilities, as well as being able to travel wherever you are. We would like, and what we are doing, and the vision that we are holding, and which is unfolding, is that we have a healing facility or a healing center within different cities and states, which will be within our own state, but we'll get to that at another time. So that way, wherever you are, you don't have to come too far to get to us. If you're on the west side, there'll be something in that area, whether it's Vegas or California, there'll be property there. If you're on the East Coast, there will be something in Florida or New York. You guys get my drift. So this is what we are aspiring to. This is what we inspire each other to do. And this is the vision that we're holding, which is unfolding. Ashe? So we thank you, we thank you, we thank you. And a lot of these events will be things that you just need to be there. It's not going to be recorded. You just got to be there because we understand that we have to protect what we have, and what we have is ours. It's private. It is not for everybody. If you are here, we are so grateful that you are here because it's obviously for you, and you are on the frequency to receive what we have to offer. So again, I give thanks. We sit in the seat of gratitude. I think I'm gonna first of all, how you doing today? How you doing today?
I'm thankful and grateful. Thankful and grateful. What about you, sis?
I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. I have heard that those two words many times before in life, of course. But the way that I received that from you has been very helpful, very helpful, very helpful. Sitting in the seat of gratitude, which I have also learned from you, is so powerful. It is so powerful. It can literally remove blocks, mental blocks, which turn into physical blocks, road blocks, whatever you want to call it. It literally can move things if you practice an attitude of gratitude. And I'm just so grateful for you and everything that you share. I am so grateful, so grateful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sharing is caring. We come
Sharing
to
is
share.
Yeah.
What are we here for? We're here to share. Nothing is ours. Nothing belongs to us. So the more you share, the more you grow. So it's like a glass of water. Now, if there's, a lot of times we want our glass to overflow, but if there's muckiness in your glass and you pour water on top of that muckiness, what happens?
You mucking up the fresh water.
But does not that muckiness comes up?
Oh, yes. It comes to it rises up. The pressure from the water pouring in brings up what was at the bottom.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, in order for you to actually grow, you have to grow from the muckiness, and the muckiness has to push up. So, why would you pull? So that's the thing is the sharing is when someone shares something with you, that brings the inspiration. That sharing comes from an experience. And that experience brings a wisdom.
Mm-hmm. Mm. When you say wisdom, I think about my mother and the wisdom that she has transferred through me, through my blood, and the wisdom that she's shared with me just by watching her or viewing her and seeing how she lives. And the grand rising of the matriarch, I don't even like calling this a podcast because I don't necessarily feel that we even fit in with all of the other, what the energy of a podcast is. I really see this as a sacred service because since we have been coming together and doing this on a frequency that is shared, I have definitely felt some shift. It's not just me. It's actually all of us. We all have our own experiences, and in due time, we will share. With myself in particular, I have come to a place where I have total forgiveness towards my mother and not blaming her or holding anything against her for what I felt like she may have owed to me or feeling like, oh, well, if you would have been like this, I would have been like this. And And upon talking to her and hearing some things that she experienced and that she went through that I didn't know the specifics of those things, I had a intuitive awareness of some things that she has experienced. due from me just being able to, read her and feel her out and understand how I am, how I am, and things that I have gone through. And the biggest takeaway for me was, and it was very heartfelt, like we are both crying on the phone. I had to let my mother know that she hadn't done anything wrong when it came to how she raised me. Anything that I am experiencing, I have chose to experience. It's not because of who she married or who she didn't marry or who she had children with or where she lived or where she moved me to or what program she put me in. None of that. It was way beyond her. This was the experiences that I had to go through to gain who I am right now. To have this wisdom now that is growing into me as I'm moving from maiden to mother, if you will. And I felt that she released so much because she was carrying this guilt. She was carrying a guilt and questioning her decisions that she made in life. And if she would have did this, I would have turned out this way. Or maybe if she, would have did this, I wouldn't be like this. And I had to tell her, everything that you have done for me has been absolutely divine. In its divine timing, in its will, as she would say, God's will. It's all a part of that. All of it and everything. And I had to, I almost had to, I don't want to say force, but I had to gently break any mental blockages and guilt that she had been carrying, this story that she was replaying in her head of, she's going through this because I'm so sorry your father wasn't there. It's not your fault. It has nothing to do with you. You have given me a safe place to be. You have clothed me. You have fed me. I have to honor her for all the things that she's done to me. She taught me how to count. We're living in a time where, and financially, a lot of people aren't able to, but you just send your children off to school and you just kind of let the teachers teach them. Well, my mother actually was a teacher, and she pushed through college as I was a child so she could be a teacher. And that influenced me so greatly because it made me a part of who I am, always reading, always studying. Like that was my playtime when I was a child. I didn't have video games, and I didn't, I think my first game was like this little keyboard, but at first I thought it was fun, of course, but I was like, wait a minute, this is all mathematics and English and stuff. What kind of games are these? She's like, no, those are the games you will be playing because you need to continuously learn, even when you're not in school. She was always putting this growth upon me to, you could do better, but you could do better. You passed grade, you could do better. And I admire her for that because when I look around and I look at the young parenting, and I'm not putting anybody down or anything, but it's not that much involvement like that. Like how my mother had it, like on me, that same involvement is not there. Like that same just teaching your children at school. Like I was pretty much went to public school, but I was homeschooled too. Like it didn't ever stop. My mother didn't believe in like taking no breaks on learning. You don't take no break on learning. What you mean? I had to tell her, just like I'm expressing this to you, I had to tell her with the same passion. I had to big her up. I had to get her out of this shadow that she was casting on herself. And it felt good for her, but it also felt so good to me, too. It felt like bridges were reconnecting. It felt like a weight was being lifted off of her, where she didn't have to question what type of mother she was. And I know that there's people, sisters, brothers, that have been raised in situations where my raising may seem like a walk in the park. There's some things that have gone on, but we're not going to dig deep right there today. Right now, I'm just speaking of where the power lies in forgiving and showing love to the mother. This time that we are in is such a powerful time. It's so powerful. This platform that we are on, where we are having this sacred service, it is so powerful. It is touching us in all of us in different types of ways. It's inspiring us to be better sisters, mothers, and daughters. As we move along the path, seeing where we have come from. And we didn't come from the hoe. And we didn't come from the bitch. No, we are so much more grander than that. We come from a place where we have high honor. Honorable. Second to none. Rulers. Able to call down the spirit and manifest things like this. Able to procreate within ourselves and still able to do this. We are always creating. We're always creating. Especially the women, we are always creating. Always. We always have an opportunity to birth something. Always. And I'm just so grateful, because there was a time when I did feel a certain type of way about my mom. And more so like, oh, well, you know, she didn't care about my life because she went and got married, and I didn't want her to be married. And oh, I got stepbrothers and sisters. Oh, I don't want to deal with all of this. I grew up as an only child for a long time. My father is a Rolling Stone. He's still having children. I have plenty of brothers and sisters on my father's side, but for about 11 years, it was just me and my mom. And I didn't know how to handle it. And I showed out. And from my showing out, that put a place of guilt or energy of guilt upon my mother. And I had to go back and abort that. Like, hold up, Mom. I mean, I could call my mother and ask her for anything, and she's going to find a way to make it happen. I don't care how many miles away she is going to find a way to make it happen. And I'll be like, well, how you did that? Because she's friggin' magical. That's how she did that. Because the magic is in her. So I took it upon me personally to go back and have these conversations with my mom so that she can feel the power of who she is. Because she's been through some things as a child, just like I've been through some things as a child. But as long as we can heal from the things that we've been through as a child and like not place ourselves in the seat of guilt, but to place ourselves in the seat of gratitude from having gained experience from what we have been through, to be able to reach out to somebody else to help them when they are going through. Oh man, it's so powerful. It is so powerful. I can literally feel the shift of frequency within me and my mother. Like, feeling it. Like, even just when I talk to her, the conversation is not the same. It's not like we just having conversations just because, like, well, I'm your daughter and you're my mother, so I guess it would be fitting for us to just say hi. Hi. No, we like talking. Like, we're like feeding off each other. Like, she's asking me questions. I inspire her and she inspires me. And I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. It is helping me to level up my own self. It's helping me to put what the people might say, your big girl draws on. Put your big girl draws on. Big girl. Because you got to pull them up and pull them down yourself. It's no time to be looking like you the victim. And I'm speaking from me. Because I can say that. Because I was that. I was like, oh, well, you know, sexual abuse happened to me. And, I wouldn't be like this if it wasn't like this. So this is just my story. You just have to understand because I've been through some stuff. So this is why I'm like this because it's a backstory. That story doesn't have to be in the back. But it does not need to be what you're basing yourself off of, especially not in the victim. No. We're going to go to the root, to the cause of the matter, where we could be victorious and knowing what's going on. We're not going to fall into the effect and be a victim. We're going to move forward victoriously, like we have the power that was within us. And it's okay. It took me a long time before I recognized that I had any kind of power. Period. And that's okay. It's okay to slowly uncover. There's so many things and attributes and energies and frequencies to who we are. It will take a lifetime of uncovering. Even when we have transcended, they will still be uncovering our history because it's just that deep. It's just that deep. It is just that deep. And it's so deep, you might be scared to dive in. You might feel like you got to tiptoe into the water. And that's okay. Go ahead and put your feet in. Let your feet get wet. Let that water just rise up through your feet. Feel the earth underneath your feet in the water. And know that it is holding you. Know that you can't drown. You are of the water. Who can drown you? But we tend to drown ourselves out of who we really are. In this service that we are providing is to open our eyes to see who we really are, to understand where we have come from, this power that we have that is within us, this power that's just been cradled to sleep without our doing. Oh, but we're awakening. Collectively, we are awakening. And there's a lot of things going on that doesn't represent us well. I would say just send love and upliftment. Because just as I'm speaking on what I've been through, what my mother's been through, what my sister's been through, what my yay's been through, all of us have been through something. You don't know what these sisters have gone through. Yeah, they might have sold, whatever you want to call it, But you don't know what they've been through, to why they're so happy to be on this stage getting all this attention. And yeah, it's negative, but that's the type of attention that is getting a high response right now. They don't sexualize everything. So that's the highest response. That's the go-to. Don't blame. And love and upliftment. Because sometimes I look at myself, and if I wasn't as grounded, meaning grounded from my mother, watching her be who she is, that could be me. I could bob my head to a Cardi B, beat Megan Good. I ain't even trying to advertise all them, but I'm just trying to. I am making a point that could have been me. Instead of me being on this sacred service, I could be on the World Wide Web twerking or something. That could have been me. But the ancestors, they calling on me. They've been calling me, and they still calling me, because there's other things that I have to do. And a major part of what it is I have to do is I have to share my story. A lot of us think, oh, my story ain't really worth telling. I don't know. Well, she got the same kind of stuff. Our story is worth sharing, because it is in the sharing. What we say sharing is caring. It is in the sharing. It is the caring that begins to uncover things and reveal things. Make you think about it. Make you come forth like I minister solutions with a question for you to ponder. Not necessarily for you to answer on social media and do a video about it. And all that's fine and wonderful, but sometimes you just need to ponder upon the question and go in for self-reflection. And not only will you be provided an answer, you will also get the solution. Okay. Yes, I'm so grateful. Grateful. The grand rising of the matriarch. So, I'm Minister im-ojyemi. You introduced me to an elder mama, may she rest in power, Mama Zelgbe. I might be mashing her name, but we love you, we know who. And she is the author of The Sibyls, the First Prophetess of Mami Wata, The Theft of African Prophecy by the Catholic Church. So I have yet to get this book yet, but it is a must. And I remember actually being at the Queen Mother's Sacred Ancestral Palace and looking at the book, and I was like, and it's actually 2 books that you have, and I was like, And I was reading a little bit, and I was like, dang, this getting kind of deep. I don't know. But it is so deep. But it is the depth that we definitely have to navigate. I have been listening to her on YouTube, and I guess there was a point where she was doing classes, and those classes, some of them were recorded, where she was going into basically the matriarchs and our power and our history. One of the things that I feel to say, because there could be we have a brother on the line, but he's the solution. He's already tapped into and turned on. He knows what time it is. But there may be, and even sometimes women may have this view, but sometimes we get together as women amongst brothers too, and just more so speaking about her story, our story, history, our story, her story. And people feel like, oh, well, you're trying to separate the men from the women, and oh, you're trying to put your neck on the men and make it seem like we do so much better than y'all and we ain't nobody. And oh, that's y'all's story. Well, y'all go ahead and go over there, and I guess y'all have y'all women talk. Y'all just have y'all women talk. I guess we gonna go back in. Oh, we gonna have our men talk. But she pointed out something that really touched me. She said that this story that we have, it's not only important for us as women to know, it is important for our men to know, because they too have understood, respected, and honored this energy from the beginning of time. So this is not a thing about, okay, the women over here, the men over there. That has its time and its place, like rites of passage and things of that nature. But when we're speaking about uncovering our story and getting to the truth of what happened that led us to where we are today and how we are reclaiming that power, it's not just for women alone. It's men have a position in this. Our men have a position in this. And it is important for them to not only know this history, her story, our story, but it's also important for them to have a clear understanding themselves of what happened. And I just thought that was so powerful, and that just cuts down all of that crazy talk, like, oh, y'all women, y'all trying to be this, and oh, y'all want. Nah, it ain't that. We need to learn this together so we can you can treat us accordingly, and we can treat ourselves accordingly, and we can all be acting accordingly, you know? The symbols. Yes. So this show, this service, we're seeking the true essence of who we are. The true essence of who we are. And as I said, we are honorable. And when we recognize who we are and where we come from, that honor just is kind of like pop. You might hold your head up a little higher, pop. You might walk a certain type of way, boom. You might bend over a certain type of way. Everything is different. You do everything differently. When you can feel this honor that you have in regards to yourself. So, men, do not feel left out, like we are trying to leave you out. We ain't leaving you out. You are very much in, because you came from us. We love you. And we understand that ultimately it is our responsibility to know our own history, to understand the wedge that may be between us, so that we can find a bridge back to each other and be this ankh force. These two keys coming together, unlocking unlimited amounts of doors. Unlimited amounts of doors. I have a question. What happened? Well, we kind of did touch on that, but I want to reopen it because I was pondering upon it. And I understand that we were invaded by, and when I say we, I mean women, our territories, our sanctuaries, our temples, our sacred temples, the 7 sacred cities, if I'm saying that right, invaded by Greeks, Persians, Turks, Syrians, Romans. We could just go on and on and on. So everybody wanted what we had, and didn't care what had to be done to do it. But I just want to go back and ask, what happened during this period that made us as women vulnerable for this takeover, this invasion, this seizure, this enslavement? And that is something that we can think about and ponder upon. But I like to ask the EIs this question because I feel that there is this part of them that feels it, can see it, knows it, goes into a trance and beholds it. Wow. Been through. This is what we had. This is what they took from us. So you mean to say all that I think that they got going on over there, that's mine? That's mine? It gets me going. It heats me up. My mama always said I was a rebel without a cause, but I have always had a cause. Hello? So what really happened during this period? We heard about pillow talk. That's still something that's going on. I kind of did some research and I heard that Muhammad, he had a big part in it, even though he was celebrated or whatever. But he went out his way to make sure that there was no Allah known, just Allah, just the male, just Allah, 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 Allah. But a part of this came from us sharing sacred information, entrusting sacred information with the wrong people or persons or group or whatever. So for me, that reflects onto me like, sometimes you just need to be quiet, sis. Yeah, you. In the mirror. In the mirror. You just need to be quiet. You don't have to tell everybody what you're doing. What they say, don't let your left hand know what your right hand's doing. You don't have to reveal everything all the time. And I get it. It's a way of bonding. You share information like, here, look, I share multiple women. I share this secret with you, and then that'll like make us friends forever. You have to be certain that your discernment is all the way turned up. You want to turn up? Yeah, turn up that discernment. Turn up that discernment. So you can know when you need to be quiet. So you can know when you don't need to be sharing certain things with certain people. Period. I want to say this, and I would like to open the floor to our Minister im-ojyemi. But I want to say this. We hear the term goddess, and this is something else that I have learned from Mama Zugbe. We hear the term goddess, right? And we think that is something so far away from ourselves, or we think that that's just a myth, a mythology, if you will, right? But the term goddess is a Western concept. It's a Western feminist concept. And we're not going to go into who the real feminists are and that's their war, not ours, and why they're fighting and all that. We're not going to do that right here tonight. But it does need to be understood that these aren't mere mythological creatures or beings. The goddess, that is our mother. See, we tend to look at our story through his story, her story through his story. We're looking through the eyes of the Greeks who turned everything we had into something else to make it look like them, right? So to them, this is something far-fetched because it's something that they can never be. But to us, this is a real thing. This is our history. This is our real history. Who they're referring to as a goddess and Isis and or Aset or Nefet or these are our mothers. These are our mothers through our bloodline. It's not just a mystery or, like I said, a mythology. No, it's real. This is our real history. It's mythology to them, to the Greeks and whoever else, because it ain't real for them. But they understand the power in it, but they don't want us to know the power in it, and the power that's in it is already in you. Learning our history is not about no feminist movement, no feminine movement, nah. It's about finding who our mothers are. This is no different than a child being adopted and they decide, oh, well, I want to actually know who my real birth mother is. Do you have a name? You know where she lives? Or is there where I can get in contact with her? Well, I'm going to hire a private investigator and I'm going to dig and I'm going to research and I'm going to look and I'm going to look. Yes, that is the same way it is for us. These are our mothers. And they are calling. Will you answer the call? Will you go deep enough into yourself to hear them there with you, being a part of you, carrying you the whole while? I'm sure you will. Because this frequency that you feel, oh yeah, it's real. This shift that is occurring, oh yeah, it's happening. It is definitely happening. Please check us out at www.mastervibration13.com. We welcome you to the Center of Self-Mastery. There you will find answers and solutions. But most importantly, we guide you to finding that which is already inside you. Yeah. You have anything you would like to share before we close this service?
No, thank you.
Okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you for all who are here with us. Shout out to I-Minister Shout out to I-Minister Chanel for coming through with that heat. Shout out to iMinister Solutions 13 for bringing back 9 years. Right here, we still in the full moon. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And honor to iMinister im-ojyemi. Thank you for holding this sacred space with me, for us. This that we are doing and are holding a vision that is unfolding is the labor of love. We are so grateful to be able to serve you. If you would like to plant a seed of gratitude, you can plant that seed via Cash App SEG13 Love. That's money sign SEG13 Love. We use our funds to support one another and to grow so that we can reach more and more. Thank you so much.
I have the power to change the direction in me through sound. I have the power to change the direction in me through my mind. I am creation. I am animation. I am bright, vibrant star in all of the constellations. I am zip, pepper, sass, punch, bounce, moxie, mojo, whatever you call it. I am.
Gratitude.